In the street too. Oh no. What is this? What is this, dude? What is this? This is street 2 in the dirt? What are we doing? What is up, guys? Welcome back to another daily build video. This time we're checking out the T50. This is the Gordon Murray Automobile T50. To get this car, you have to import it from the Crew 2 until April 3rd. On April 3rd, you'll be able to buy this in the Motorfest store. But for right now, it is an import only. It is very worth it. It's the one car that I can say for sure can compete with the AGERA R. Now, there is one limitation to this car, and that is the lateral G's that it can hold. It seems to outperform the stat, but let's just throw up the leaderboards here so everybody can see it. The lateral G's for the Gordon Murray T50 are 1.55, and the lateral G for the AGERA R is 1.7. Now, this really matters in high-speed turns, in particular, really sharp high-speed turns, and those turns are not very frequent, especially in the grand races. Now, there are some along the beach section. There's a couple of pretty tight turns that you sort of are entering at higher speeds, and those are the ones I think where the AGERA is actually going to do better. It just tends to handle those a little nicer, but everywhere else I think these cars are actually even. So the background gameplay you're looking at is actually my tests with the T50 compared to my best time with the AGERA R, and this is not an outdated time. You'll notice that in this comparison, both of these cars are basically taking turns at the same or very similar speed, and both of these cars can maintain the speed both entering through the corner and exiting the corner and on the straights. They look almost identical. They both turn in just as sharp to the corners. They can accelerate at almost the same rate. However, the T50 actually has a little bit more grip at the start than the AGERA, but the AGERA picks up a little bit more speed, I feel like, in some of the lower gears, like second, third, fourth. When you get into fifth and sixth, the Gordon Murray takes off. So I feel like these cars are almost interchangeable, the T50 being slightly more controllable, and here's the proof of that. I test all of the cars on two courses. I go with Achieving Immortality to test high-speed turning ability and lateral G's, and then I go to Legendary versus Rivalry to test how this car can gutter and how it accelerates out of corners. Now, the T50 actually did much better on Legendary versus Rivalry, but I'm willing to admit to you guys that I'm not the best at controlling the AGERA R at low speeds. It's a very high skill ceiling. It's something that's just, it takes a long time to learn, and I just haven't spent enough time playing with the AGERA R to really take advantage of what it's capable of. So you kind of have to take this information about Legendary versus Rivalry with a grain of salt. Now, Achieving Immortality, I have a really good time on that. I'm very familiar with the course. I think I'm like 6th overall in the world, and I'm only a couple of seconds off world record. So I feel like that one you definitely can judge these cars by, even though they're very close, within 0.2 of a second. I mean, that 0.2 definitely could be sort of judged by me, but at the same time, the fact that they're that close really should prove to you that these cars are almost interchangeable. Now, as far as Legendary versus Rivalry goes, I'm sorry, I know I'm skipping around a lot, but basically the T50 runs a 223.889 and the AGERA R runs a 226.181. So obviously a lot of time, basically 2.5 seconds on this. And honestly, I feel like this could be a situation where the driver error is just too much for the AGERA R to overcome. It's a very difficult car to drive at lower speeds, and that course really tests guttering and low speed acceleration. So that all being said, I'm going to give you my T50 tune. It is crazy fast. Even default, it's very good. But before we get into the tune, let me show you my settings. This is something that I've changed just recently, and you need to know that I'm no longer on default controller settings. I'm using dead zone at 0, sensitivity at 80, and dynamic max lock at 70. Now, if this feels too twitchy for you, because it may, then drop your sensitivity down 1 tick, drop your max lock down 1 tick, and call that a day. If you can try to get to this 75 and 65, I feel like this is a good range. It's going to be responsive and twitchy, but it's not going to be too much, hopefully, for you. And if you have to, drop your sensitivity another tick, go 70 and 60, and try your best to adapt to these new sensitivity settings. The reason I say that is because this sensitivity and this max lock setting make the cars feel way better than stock. I mean, it basically reduces the dead zone and the time that your car takes to respond to your steering inputs, making it much more predictable and just overall a much better experience when driving. So I'm up at 70 and 80. Try that. If that doesn't work, drop those down just one tick at a time until you find a setting that actually feels nice to you. All right, here are the pro settings. We've got our brake balance at 40%. And if we move into the suspension, I'm at +5 on both front and rear. I'm at +3 on the compression, front and rear. And then for the rebounds, I'm at -3 on front and rear. There's a lot of balance in this car, so I didn't feel the need to upset the suspension balance here. And then for the anti-roll bars, we're at +10 in the front, 0 in the rear. For the alignment, I'm at -0.10 for both front and rear. Now, if you increase this camber front, you're going to get a much more twitchy feel to the car. It's going to respond to your steering even more twitchy than what I was describing earlier with those settings. So just be careful with this. I think 0.10 is where the car needs to be. It gives it a very nice 155 lateral G, and the car's not going to get up to 1.7, which is where the AGERA is. Really wouldn't worry about it too much. You'll definitely feel the performance of this car. So that is it. Let's get into a grand race. All right, here we go. We're starting off with the 911 Carrera RS 2.7. Then we're moving into the F40. And finally, the Gordon Murray. I'm excited about this one. Hopefully, we can do pretty well here. I think we're set up. We've got the right cars. So as long as nothing catastrophic happens here at the beginning, I think we should be good to go. What is happening here in the middle? Okay. We just don't want to... All right, you didn't have to bump me there. But we're good. We're all good. That guy was trying to wreck that guy. I have a feeling I'm going to get speared in this corner here. Oh, back end came up. Took that a little bit slow. Someone did come through in an SUV and spear them, not me. Nice. We're good. We're through. And we are off, dude. Very nicely done. That cut always separates the pack a little. Just got to keep the pace up if we can. All right, doing good. 173 is... It's all right. Feel like we could do better. All right, so far so good. Into street 2. Oh no. What is this? What is this, dude? What is this? This is street 2 in the dirt? What are we doing? Okay, I heard about this course, but I never... I didn't... Okay. What are we doing, dude? You gotta just keep the throttle pinned on this. Come on, F40, bro. I don't know if this is gonna be a good idea or not. I'm gonna try to stick to the dirt path and hope I don't lose my back end. F40 is not an all-wheel drive car, which I feel like Simji mentioned this to me. An all-wheel drive car is definitely going to be the one you want. This is ridiculous, honestly. I'm going to stay on the path. We're going to see how this works out. This is legit the rally path. The rally and rally raid path. All right, let's hopefully we have some NOS for the water. I literally just drove my F40 through a river. Oh my god. If Ferrari knew what they were doing to this car, or what I was doing to this car, they would be pissed. This is... Oh my god, this, you gotta be kidding me, bro. Oh, I lost the back end a little bit. We're gonna take the safe route around the tree. I was gonna cut the tree and then I lost the back end just before we got there. So we're just gonna be safe. There goes the back end. Just correct it a little bit. All right. No nos in the turns, dude. No nos in the turns. This is stupid. This is not a new route. I mean, it's a new experience, but it's the same route that we already have. Just... And now I get to make my F40 dirty. Oh my gosh. Well, I feel lucky to have gotten the lead before we had to deal with this. All right, into hypercar we go on a completely unknown path here. But we're in the T50, so life is good. Oh, dude, how many people hit that jump and just go flying? I honestly don't know this path at all. But I'm going to just do my best here. Oh, a little bit of wildness here. We're going to just take the dirt. They put breakable walls there. Interesting choice, honestly. Little half throttle there. Didn't catch the gutter. Caught that one. It wasn't the cleanest though, guys. Another fake jump, dude. Hey, you guys want to take this jump? Oh yeah, okay, sure. What a weird race, dude. It just didn't feel good. I feel like the hypercar section and the Street 2 section should have been switched. Like, we're kind of used to driving hypercars off-road. We do it a lot for escapes. And this section in Street 2 maybe would have been better. It didn't feel right. It didn't feel like it matched the car's speed. Anyways, there you have it. The T50 did fine on that course. I mean, I had one little slip up where I lost the rear end. That's because that's my fault. I went into the dirt when I shouldn't have. Anyways, I really wish those would have been switched. It would have been nicer if Street 2 was this final section. And anyway, the T50, guys. The T50, as you can see by the comparison with the AGERA R, is just a monster, an absolute monster. 100% it's going to be in the meta. I don't know where I'm going to rank it in terms of over or under the AGERA R, but certainly you can use either one. To me, the T50 is much more controllable, but I think the AGERA R has the advantage on some of the tighter, high-speed turns. And that doesn't make a lot of sense when I say it out loud, but basically what I'm talking about is tighter turns that you're going into with a lot of speed. So that is my test data and the video on the T50. I'd love to hear your comments and what you guys think. AGERA R or T50, which one do you guys prefer to drive? Not necessarily which one's faster, but which one do you guys prefer to drive? I'm just curious, what the general community likes. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate it. I will catch you on the next one. Trigger out.